Okay. From Howard. Awesome. My win this week is I sat on the back porch while listening to Allana's voice from the April 24th bonus live coaching call, blaring through the screen door as I drank my chamomile mint tea. You create such beautiful pictures. You're a great writer, Howard. This is like so fun. I connected with what I have known for about what I've known about for decades, with the way situations of all types unfold in my current life. Allana, I identified my blind spot, a blind spot that just so happens to be guilty for liking women. That was installed in my mind inadvertently as a child. How do I remove guilt associated with liking women? This is such a great friggin' question. Oh my God, and so common pretty much with every male client I've ever worked with. Okay, let's rewind it back. I think there probably was a time I've read, but obviously I wasn't there, when it was more of a matriarchal society. The goddess was revered. And then something about the power of the feminine freaked out the masculine. And things like the Inquisition happened, burning witches at the stake, Salem, chopping off heads, this kind of thing, horrible rapes, genocides, this kind of thing, don't give a woman the vote, like this kind of trend happened, right? And then the next phase came in with, the feminists and getting the vote and going for equal pay and this kind of thing. So this is all like, I'd call it growth and evolution, from like infant to baby to the young to mature, moving towards old soul relationships. Okay, like this is just like the trend, I suppose, of humanity. So I think you grew up when women were taking back their power, but the only way they knew how to take back their power was to be masculine, because the feminine power hadn't quite been discovered or revered for a very, very long time. And so your liking of women triggered in the DNA from the past, and also from the current moment. I don't even have the vote yet, or I don't have equal pay yet. A female leaving the heart and spinning in the mind of fear and how dare you cut my head off, and how dare you not see the glory of me, and how dare I not feel safe around you. Like, this is wired in DNA for hundreds of years, okay? So I think you grew up in a world where your liking of women triggered, oh my fucking God, you're gonna rape me. Oh my fucking God, you're gonna chop my head off and not give me the vote and not pay me my worth, I think, okay? So feel into your knowing, feel into little you who knows somebody says something, but you feel the energy behind it, right? You don't have to get proof of this. You just trust what you know, okay? I think this is how you grew up. And your sexual desires were not seen as sacred or reverent. Your sexual desires were seen of as bad and wrong. Pretty much most religions are like that. So any church you feel like going to is going to tell you bad and wrong. But you're allowed to do it when you're married, but not before. And like, all this crazy bullshit. So how do you remove the guilt associated with liking women? Well, you go inside and you have a chat with your desirous Howard, a younger budding, 12, 13-year-old, right, who's starting to feel feelings. And you wise Howard, wise older mentor Howard, you go inside and you have a chit-chat with this part of you, and you explain to him, hey, there were times when our kind, the masculine, not necessarily us, but the masculine, didn't know what to do with this desire for women, their power, and our kind killed them. Yep, not so good. So they're pissed about that. They're scared about that. And some women are wired to be afraid of men and want to be a man, more masculine, to not let a man have his way with her because she's triggered into fear of being killed, like literally. Just explain how the DNA is wired, explain the past, explain that his actual desire, his sexual energy is beautiful and true and reverent, and that from an open heart mixed with sexual energy, to open her to the ends of the universe and for her to surrender in safety and exaltation is a bliss that she yearns for. However, men with a closed heart and the sexual energy feels like rape, takes actions like chop her head off, this kind of thing, right? So teach him that sexual energy not mixed with an open heart is abusive, comes across as slimy or controlling, but sexual energy plus open heart is sacred and reverent. Literally teach him, reteach him, mentor him to keep his heart and his cock connected. Okay? That this is a relationship of sacred, noble sexuality where women will feel that as honor and reverence and safety. Okay? Because sexuality is beautiful. Sexuality is beautiful. And also teach him that sexuality is not just bow chicka bow bow energy. Okay? It's not just copulation energy. Sexual energy is everything. It's very wide. I'm doing it very small because it's this the field, but like it's like really this big. Okay? So sexual energy starts with tenderness. Sexual energy is healing energy, care, kindness, tenderness, safety, acknowledgement. That's sexual energy. Sexual energy is life force. It's the very energy that's spinning the planet right now. It's breathing you and me right now. It's the energy that blossoms a flower. It makes a star shine. Sexual energy. It's life force energy. It's chi. It's the universe. Okay? That's sexual energy. That's creation. Okay? So that energy is tender and caring. And there's nothing to be ashamed of about that. It's also, as we go along the scale, very alivening. It births a flower, births a star, births an idea, births a book, births a job idea. It's creative and it's like alive. Okay, that's sexual energy too. Let that keep flowing through this Howard that you're talking to and mentoring. Okay, it's also fierce and bold and stands up for the rights of people, not against, but for. Like Mother Teresa would never go on a war march. She would go on a peace walk. Okay, she's for something, not against it. Why? Because when you resist, it persists. But when you're for something, now you can create shift and change. So this sexual energy, he can be for the healthy honoring of women. It can be for the sacredness of sexuality. It could be for prosperity for self and all. He has a lot of things that he's for. Okay, so that's sexual energy that's for something. And sexual energy also, as you go down over the scale over here, is kinky, naughty, erotic, wild, awesome, copulation. It's everything. Okay, so to allow this part of you and you all together as one, to allow this life force energy in you, as you and through you. And that all these different flavors that I talked about can be a 10 or a 1. There's situations where you don't let a woman know all the kinky stuff you want to do on the first date. Keep it at a 1, but don't turn it off. Otherwise she'll think you're in the friend zone. Okay, you got to keep it on, but you got to keep it noble. It could be that there's tenderness, but you don't want to be too gushy up to a 10 and hold somebody and do, I don't know what you want to do, but maybe 2 or 3 is appropriate. Okay, these are all you can gauge them per situation through awareness of how to gauge my sexual energy. Sometimes with your creative energy, you want to knock a project out, it's at a 10, but sometimes you just sit there journaling and it's at a 1. You just sort of let things start to brew. Start to get to know sexual energy in you, as you and through you, and engage it so that this guy knows that, see, guilt is punishment. Guilt is saying you're wrong for having this. Start to teach him what's beautiful and true about it, but also give him an awareness of men that are misusing their sexual energy, that women have every right to be scared or pull away from. Start to show him and teach him awareness and discernment about the good use, the right, not good, bad, right, wrong, but the reverent use of sexual energy for the greater good of a relationship and the planet and humanity. Okay? And then with the clearing away of beliefs that don't serve you, week 1's purification process, the transformational process from week 1, is about taking a belief that you find that is in your way, which is, I'm guilty for liking women. Go through that process over and over and over until it's washed clean. You must do the cellular programming, reprogramming of that belief, because liking women is nothing to be guilty about, but he's wired from the past and it could be projected onto him. So all that's projected onto him that he didn't even make up, return to center with a blessing of consciousness. We are in charge of our energy, people. We are in charge. Nobody's doing it to us. We're not victims. So if you've been globbed on by projections and rejections and beliefs that aren't even yours, implanted into you, you're in choice. So you can say, all of that's not even me in the first place. The hooks, the cords, the agreements, the vows, the whatever, all that kind of stuff. It's not even me. I choose return to sender with a blessing of consciousness forever and ever. This space-time dimension, this lifetime, whatever. I don't care. Not mine. Return to sender with a blessing of consciousness. We're not returning it with a fuck you, because that's resistance. It's going to stick. Can't do that. You got to return it with a blessing, highest vibration. So it's like gum that can't get off your finger. Okay, if you resist it, it's going to stick on your finger. But if you just, hey, it's not even mine. This is an apple. Oh, it's not my apple. It's your apple. Just like that. Doesn't mean anything. All of the beliefs, guilty for liking women that aren't even mine. Excuse me. Return to sender with a blessing of consciousness. All the shaming of my sexuality that's been rejected and projected onto me, that's not even mine. I return to sender with a blessing of consciousness. All the places that I agreed, I made a contract, I made a vow, I made an agreement, I was sentenced with never liking women because of when I used to chop their heads off. I don't know. That's not even me in the first place. I destroy, I cut, I dissolve, I melt into nothing. I cut all those cords. I let them fall into the nothingness from which they came, which I'm now yawning. So people, when I yawn, it means I'm clearing energy. So this is probably happening, Howard. All that is, you're choosing to dissolve, destroy, uncreate, melt away out of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, out of your cellular memories, out of the images in your mind, conscious or subconscious. So something was there. So that's awesome that we cleared it. Keep doing that. Watch this part of the recording so that you can let go of any agreements that you made. You might not even remember. They might have been a past life, but something that's hooking you into this guilt, which is punishment. We don't want you to punish you. That's not going to do any good, right? So all self-punishment for your authentic, sacred, natural, healthy desire of women. In this moment, let's choose, and you'll have to say yes, and I'm hoping you say yes right now. Choose to destroy, uncreate, dissolve, melt away, let go of, out of every 100 trillion cells in your body. Let it fall into the nothingness from which it came. Ask Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth, to pull it out of you. Let gravity pull it out of you. Open and release it. You don't have to control it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. Just say, I'm done. I release it. I'm done. I release this out of my body. And so it is.